Hi, hope you saw my last video, which was entitled "The Message from Deep Space to Humans" or something like that. This video is for all ham operators who have a 2-meter radio, or anybody who has a 2-meter radio. Now, the kind of 2-meter radio I was using when I was broadcasting my signals out into deep space was like a I don't know, little square box. And I had it mounted on the dashboard of my van, and I had a cubical quad antenna mounted on the roof of the van, and under the cubical quad antenna I used a hot water heater drip pan to form like a reflector, kind of like a dish. And I had the 2-meter cubical quad antenna epoxied into that heater drip pan. And you know, if you're a ham operator, you know that a cubical quad antenna is very directional, has one driven element, one reflector that's larger in the back, and one director that's smaller by 10% in the front. So the reflector in the back is 10% bigger than 2 meters, and the director is 10% smaller than 2 meters. And they're the elements are about 1.5 feet apart. And you can build one out of plywood and wire that you can get in Home Depot. But what I was doing was I was pointing my van to a southeasterly direction. The antenna was about, I don't know, 45, 50 degrees pointed up off the roof of the van. So I'm pointing that in the southeasterly direction between midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning. So what I'm doing is, what I was doing, and that was back in August of 2001, after I saw the Kilbolton crop circles of the alien face and the message from SETI that returned. I got really excited and inspired, and I thought, well, hell, you know, if they can do it, maybe I can do it. Never expecting that I would get a return for years. And since I was mobile, who would maybe I wouldn't even be back I was at Shelter Island on the San Diego Bay. So anyway, I decided, well, you know, you get more power in the first second when you click your mic. So I thought, okay, I'm going to send a series of clicks. So I send click, 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 like that all the way up to 10 clicks. I also was sending out an audio tape of a binary program that I had from my old Timex 1000 of a moonlander program. So I was sending out, you know, the audio sound of the digital through the mic, but this time I wasn't clicking and I was just holding it on, you know. Well, you know, I did that for a few nights, and then one day I was parked alongside, about 3 or 4 days later, I was parked alongside the bay, inside the van, and on the dashboard, right next to where the transmission cable came in from the roof down into the 2-meter radio, I was using 146.520 megahertz. I was trying to tune in. I had a Radio Shack all-band radio. And I was trying to tune in a radio program in San Francisco, Michael Savage. And so I finally got it tuned in to San Francisco, almost, and all of a sudden I hear coming in on that radio, click, 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 like that all the way up to 10. But the signals coming in were like waning in and off of the frequency, so that they were like, you know, kind of like a Doppler effect, waning in and off of the frequency. Well, I said, well, oh my goodness, you know, I got a response to the clicks that I sent out, but how could that be? You know, because SETI, when they sent their thing out in 76 and again in 99, it was years later before these crop circles showed up in Chilbolton. So I'm figuring, I can't figure this. You'd have to calculate, the signal going out at the speed of light. And it was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I figure either I got a response from the first night 12 hours later, or it was a response that came back 36 hours later, or 48 hours later. I don't know, because I didn't keep nightly logs. I just kind of was randomly doing it. So I say to all you ham operators out there, if you want to try that experiment, do it and then make a video and let us know what happens. You can make a video and show us your equipment, your setup. I would suggest you use a reflector behind the reflector, like I used a heater or drip pan. Maybe you've got a satellite dish or something that you could rig up to get the signals reflected, and then into the antenna and then into your radio. Now what I figured was happening, because the 2-meter radio was off. What was happening was the little Radio Shack all-band receiver was right next to the antenna cable. So I figured the antenna was picking up the signals, the clicks, and then by inducting them into the radio, which was, like I say, San Francisco station near Michael Savage. And that was 9 years ago. Well, now the window's open again. I was doing that in August before 9/11. So when 9/11 happened, what I had to do was, since I was parked across the bay from Naval Air Station Coronado or whatever you call it, I figured I better take this antenna down because they'll think I'm a spy. So I took the antenna off the roof, and that was the end of my experiment. And I only received the answer one time. And then 9/11 happened. So I can't remember how many days it was between the time I sent out the signals and the time I received the signals. But anyway, there's thousands of ham operators out there, and more all over the world. So if you want to try that experiment, see if you can send out some signals and see if you get anything back. And let us know.